In the current Warhammer 40k lore, Abaddon's victory at the Cadian Gate and subsequent opening of the Great Rift marked a great narrative leap forward within the setting. While Black Library books have mostly focused on the Dark Imperium, this forward momentum has been encapsulated on a tabletop within the Psychic Awakening Codex updates. The promise made within these books that a momentous development in psychic potential of mankind is underway has yet to receive major attention by Black Library authors. However, War of Secrets is perhaps the most recent book which addresses the Psychic Awakening and provides the significant lore implication which inspired the titular question of this video: is there a Tau God? The short answer is it's difficult to say, mainly as the Tau's status as a psychically inert race means the question is mostly semantic, but can have profound lore implications nevertheless. To set the scene, roughly 1/3 of War of Secrets follows a Tau fleet amidst the fourth sphere of expansion. This sphere of expansion was significant for the Tau, as it was the first time the race had engaged in fleet-wide warp travel that is by any way comparable to Imperial warp travel. However, on the fleet's maiden voyage into the warp, something went horrendously wrong, and they were considered lost in the aether. There are ambiguities around the cause of the disaster, as the Tau's ethereal cast have engaged in a cover-up of the event. Furthermore, the timing of this fourth sphere of expansion seemingly correlates well with the opening of the Great Rift. Regardless, while lost in the warp, the Tau fleet was repeatedly attacked by demons, resulting in 3/4 of the ships being destroyed. It was noted by Fleet Commander Surestrike that the human auxiliaries, the Gwevessa, aboard the Tau ships were the ones suffering the most from demonic incursion. Furthermore, the longer the fleet spent lost in the warp, the increasingly religious the humans became. The fleet was only saved when, as Surestrike observed, a manifestation of the greater good, a colossal, multi-armed deity, scooped up the fleet with one hand and opened a portal back to real space with another. Having observed this etheric being, Surestrike was under no illusion that it was a manifestation of the greater good. Despite Surestrike being psychically dulled as all Tau are, the deity resonated with him on an instinctual level, and he could only comprehend of the being as a god, an imprint in belief of the greater good given form in the warp. However, as a logician, Surestrike was able to deduce that the Tau are too psychically inept to manifest such a construct. And it is known that the Tau's human allies certainly have a greater connection to the warp. As such, after being rescued from Imperial space by the fifth sphere of expansion and returned to Tau territory, Surestrike engaged in a covert campaign to eradicate the Gwevessa from the worlds controlled by the Tau, as he fears that the very foundation of Tau civilization is threatened by the existence of a being greater than the Ethereals. But Surestrike's campaign was met with fierce resistance, as even the most lowly humans seemed to be able to manifest strange new powers, such as being able to project etheric laser beams from their mouths. Surestrike's reasoning that human belief in the greater good manifested this deity certainly makes sense, but it is here that we encounter the semantic argument. Is it truly a Tau god if belief in the deity comes from a non-Tau race? Furthermore, to what extent is there being a pure Tau god? Could it be that this depiction of the greater good is, in some way, informed by the deep-rooted human belief in the Emperor as a mythological protector? While this line of inquiry is speculative, it does stand to reason that we could be entering a phase where aspects of the Emperor, such as the Omnissiah, take on metaphysical form in the warp. Even if this is incorrect and we have actually witnessed the greater good made manifest, it would certainly help shake up the relatively stagnant Tau lore and perhaps breathe a little more life into the faction. Overall, I found the major lore implications of War of Secrets to be profoundly interesting, as it suggests that the Warhammer 40k setting is going to lean further into a dynamic cosmology than ever before. Additionally, it is always nice to see Tau lore develop in ways which shows how fractured and factious the race is. For those wondering if I recommend War of Secrets as your next purchase, I found the book to be a little unwieldy at times, jumping across multiple viewpoints between two distinctly separate stories which are forced to tie together at the end. However, if you enjoy stories about the Dark Angels and the Tau, especially the Kroot, then this book is for you. I have been Invictor Lawstrom. Thank you for listening.